Good morning, students. Welcome back to social science class. I hope you all are doing fine and fit. History, chapter 1, when, where, and how. So, students, last class we have discussed about archaeological sources. In that archaeological sources, we studied inscription, monuments, and coins are the most important archaeological sources. Today, we are going to see about the literary sources. Take your social science book, page number 105. So, literary sources, we have written records of different types. Thousands of years ago, when there was no paper to write on, our ancestors wrote their records on various objects like the bark of trees, plates of copper, or even solid rocks, pillars, and stones on which they inscribed important events of their time. Later on, they wrote on paper. It is from these recorded events it is from this recorded evidence that our historians have constructed the history of mankind as we know it today. Manuscripts. What is manuscripts? The handwritten accounts of contemporary events that help us in knowing our past are called manuscripts. The handwritten accounts of contemporary events that help us in knowing our past are called manuscripts. Most of the literary sources are handwritten. Example manuscripts. So, manuscripts contain invaluable information about our past. Manuscripts tells us about the social customs, institutions, classes, professions, religious beliefs, and etc. Some of them describe economic, scientific, and political developments. These manuscripts are prepared by a few learned men of their age in different languages and scripts. So these manuscripts were prepared by a few learned men of their age in different languages and scripts. Remember, by script we mean the form of writing a particular language. Many of these manuscripts have been lost or destroyed through the past centuries, but still the historians have succeeded in constructing the wonderful story of man. So these texts have been written in Sanskrit, Pali, Prakritic, or Tamil. They are now preserved mostly in monasteries or library. Is it clear? Literary sources can be of different types. One is secular literature, another one is religious literature. Let us see what is religious literature. Literary texts on religious subjects are called religious literature. Example, the Vedas, Ramayanas, Mahabharata, the Gita, Puranas, and Jataka tales are the important source of ancient Indian history. So, what is religious literature? Literary texts on religious subjects are called religious literature. Example, Vedas, Ramayanas. Second one, secular literature. What is secular literature? Literature that has no connection with religion is called secular literature. Literature that has no connection with religion is called secular literature. It includes literature includes poetry, drama, plays, travelers, accounts of foreign travelers, and texts on science, grammar, and politics. Example, the Arthashastra of Gaudilya and the theory of administration, the literary masterpiece of Kalidasa, then Banabhatta's Harsacharita, etc. are the examples of secular literary texts on ancient India. Through these pieces of literature, we get glimpses into our rich and glorious past. So, what is secular literature? Literature that has no connection with religion is called secular literature. For secular literature, example, Ardhasastra of Gaudalya and Banabhatta's Harsacharita. So, through this literature, we get glimpses into our rich and glorious past. Is it clear? Indigenous and foreign sources. As we know, many foreign visitors came to India at different points of time. They closely observed the Indian way of living, tradition, practices, and people. And They recorded their experience in the form of memories and accounts. Special mention can be made of the Indica by Megasthenes, who was a great ambassador in the court of Chandragupta Maurya. So, during the Chandragupta Maurya period, Megasthenes written Indica. So, in his book, it provides important information about the ruin of Chandragupta Maurya. At the time, Mauryan capital, the city of Padaliputra. Padaliputra is the capital and the society at that time. So this Megasthenes wrote Indica. So in that book, Megasthenes he belongs to Greek ambassador. During the Chandragupta Mauryan period, he visited India. So in his book, he provides more information about the ruin of Chandragupta Maurya. Another other notable examples, the accounts of Chinese traveler Fagian, Huangsang, and Tizeng, who visited India in different periods. These accounts are collectively called foreign literature. On the other hand, we have a bulk of literature texts written by Indians. These are all these Megasthenes and Fagian, Huangsang. So all these are foreigners. So their accounts are collected called foreign literature. Okay. So on the other hand, we have a bulk of literary texts written by Indians, which we call indigenous. What is indigenous literature? We have a bulk of literary texts written by Indians, so which we call indigenous literature. So foreign accounts, foreign sources means for foreign literature, those who are coming from foreign country, they have to write about their people of India, about their living tradition, practices, everything. So that is called foreign literature. Is it clear? Literary sources with unknown script. There are some ancient literary sources whose script has not been deciphered so far. So the Harappan script, which continues to be a historical riddle, can be cited as the most striking instance. The peculiarity of this script is that one line is written from left to right, while the next line is written to right to left. Such a script is called Boustrophedon. Is it clear, students? What is Boustrophedon? So, what is Boustrophedon? The peculiarity of this script is that one line is written left to right, while the next line is written right to left. Such a script is called Boustrophedon. Is it clear? That's all for today class. Today we have discussed about the literary sources. In this literary sources, we studied manuscripts and different literary sources, different types of literary sources. One is religious literature, another one is secular literature, then indigenous and foreign sources. Students, we have completed these lessons. Chapter 1, when, where and how. So it is your duty, you have to go through the entire lesson and understand the concept. Thank you. Have a nice day.